breaths that come, nafas al-Rahman, the divine breath that comes and enters into the world and brings us spiritually back to life. Like when you lose oxygen, the brain dies, right? The physical heart dies. It's called ischemia, right? You have ischemic attack, right? And the heart stops. And then if the heart stops too long because it pumps the oxygen to the brain, then the brain will die. And that's why people that have heart attacks, if you don't get them quick enough, you can bring them back to life, but they're brain dead. Why? Because the oxygen. Well, there's spiritual oxygen also. And the heart needs to be exposed, spiritually exposed to oxygen. And this is what the prayer is. This is what the wa'adh is, of just listening to spiritual exhortation. This is what being in the company of the righteous is. This is all spiritual oxygen. And that's why sometimes you need, like if you're in a really bad dunya environment, and if you're drowning in dunya, you need oxygen tank. You can be in an environment that's so deprived of spiritual oxygen, you begin to spiritually suffocate and feel, I can't take this anymore. Now, one of the interesting things about dunya is sleep is, we know now physiologically that sleep is not for the body. The actual metabolism of the body is relatively constant when you're sleeping, or if, like right now, if I'm just sitting, I'm talking, so I'm expending energy. But if I was just sitting here and not doing anything, just sitting here, or if I was lying down awake, the metabolic, I'm burning about the same calories as I would be if I'm sleeping. So what is sleep? Why do we need to sleep? What is sleep? Sleep, according to one of the great Andalusian sheikhs, sleep is to the ruh what food is to the body. In other words, the soul has to get out of dunya because it's not its natural place. It needs to go back into the malakut, which is why sleep, you're going back. It's a type of death. And when you die, you go into the malakut. So sleep is the lesser death. So your soul is able to go back. And that's why when you hear people say, I only sleep 2 hours a day, watch out, right? Because a lot of the CEOs on this planet only sleep 2 hours a day. The shayateen don't need a lot of sleep because this is their natural place. And so sleep is very important. Now, people that do a lot of spiritual work will tend to sleep less because they're going to the same place that they go when we sleep. So if they're doing a lot of spiritual work, they will often tend to need less sleep because the soul is getting what it needs. But sleep is very important, and this is why one of the things to torture people is deprive them of sleep. And people will go into psychotic states if they're sleep deprived for too long because the soul cannot take the dunya that long. It has to get out of here. It's because the oxygen that it needs is not here. It's in the malakut. It's not in the mulk. And so it will spiritually die from being too much in the dunya. And that's why it's very important to expose yourself to these things. And then he says, وَالْخَالْقُ جَمِيعًا فِي يَدِهِ. The whole of creation is in God's hand. فَذَوُوا سَعْةٍ وَذَوُوا حَرَجٍ. Some of them are in sa'a, right? وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يَجِدْ فِيهَا مُرَاغَمًا كَثِيرًا وَسَعًا. So some people are in sa'a and some people are in haraj. Some people are having an easy time. Some people are having a difficult time. Some people are in expansion. Some people are in contraction. Some people are in systolic. Some people are in diastolic. This is the nature of the world is qabd and bast. He's al-qabid wal-basit. So we're either in sa'a or we're in haraj. We're either in diq or sa'a. This is the nature of dunya. It's both. And so, but we're all in the hands of Allah. And if you know that, if you're in sa'a, you're in the hands of Allah. If you're in haraj, you're in the hands of Allah. وَنُزُولُهُمُ وَطُلُوعُهُمُ فَإِلَى دَرَكٍ أَوْ عَلَى دَرَجٍ. So your descension and your ascension, both of those, this is what we're doing. We're either ascending or we're descending.